The Kickoff Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to the Kickoff Sports Breakfast Show on Beach FM 106.3, and let's keep moving on your Saturday morning, and let's welcome back to the show from Functional HIIT NZ in Kapiti. It's Elise Niu. G'day, Elise.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday to you, my friend. How's your week been?
We've had a really good week. So I don't know if I've told you this yet, Damian, but we are actually moving Functional HIIT to a new premises.
Yes.
So we've got a bigger building. We are in there painting, designing, getting bits and pieces of extra equipment. So it's been one of those weeks I've I'm sleep deprived, but I'm good.
But I hope still trying to find balance in it all.
100%. We had an 8-week rest, so I'm sure I've got extra energy there to rely on.
That's the one. It's been building up. Well, you have been keeping us moving, and those little movements that we don't think of, in stretches that we don't think of on a day-to-day basis, but helps us on a day-to-day basis. Now, a lot of people are returning to the sports fields, and they're going to have little niggles and everything. So, what have you got for us this week?
Well, I thought, Damian, over the last few months, we've been doing quite a bit of strength exercises as well as some kind of rehab type stuff just to get us easing back into things. I thought I'd up the ante a little bit this morning, and we would work a little bit more on some cardio endurance. So let's talk about that. We're going to do mountain climbers this morning. So, mountain climbers are really great for building cardio endurance as well as core strength and agility. And because we're coming back into sport, I thought this would be a perfect exercise to inject into our weekend movements. So with a mountain climber, it does work several different muscle groups, and it's almost like getting a total body workout with just the one exercise. So as you perform the move, your shoulders, arms, and chest work to stabilize your upper body while your core stabilizes the rest of your body. Now, as the prime mover, which is your quads, which is the big, the muscle in the front of our leg, that also gets an incredible workout too. So, and because it is a cardio exercise, which means cardio just means we're using our heart rate's going to go up. It also will get the benefits of heart health and burn some calories. So we're going to get into a step-by-step instruction. So if you are at home, listeners, and you want to do some mountain climbers with me this morning, just find a nice place and space for you to have some room to do this. So the first step we're going to do is we're going to get into our plank position, making sure to distribute your weight evenly between your hands and your toes. Now, a bit of self-assessment here. Check your form. So if you've got a mirror or reflection in a window or something, just have a little look. What you want to do is your hands should be about shoulder width apart, back flat, and your abs engaged. And what I mean by your abs engaged just means draw your belly button up towards your spine and just keep it on. It doesn't have to be on strenuously. It just has to be at a really happy medium. And just looking at your head alignment, just make sure it's not, you're not facing downwards, the chin's not tucked in towards the chest, but it's just a nice, neutral position. Now, what we want to do is we want to pull our right knee into our chest as far as it can. And then what the next step is that to switch it out, we're going to take that right leg back. And as we do that, the left leg is going to come in. So we're bringing the other knee in, the left knee in. So keeping our hips down, we want to run our knees in and out as fast as we can, alternating, inhaling and exhaling with each leg change. So our legs are just changed. We're basically running on the spot, but we've got our arms down on the ground. So what we want to do is a nice little challenge for us is this morning is to do 10 seconds of mountain climbers without stopping, and then have 10 seconds rest. And then we're going to repeat that 3 times. Now, before we do, let's just have a little catch up on some common mistakes when it comes to the mountain climber. And the first one is bouncing on our toes. So what we need to do is for every exercise we do, we want to make sure we do them properly with correct form. But for this also is about maximizing the effectiveness, but also we want to prevent injury as well. So for example, a common beginner mistake with mountain climbers is to bounce on our toes as we perform the movement. Now, the bouncing might feel like a harder workout, but it actually requires less engagement with our core muscles. And we have to make sure that we're just keeping that core muscle on, and we're drawing our belly button, as I say, in towards the spine and keeping it on. Now, when we bounce, we kind of let loose through the core area. The second common mistake I see with a mountain climb is not allowing your toes to touch the floor. So, that's just another form error. And that's especially when we speed up the movement as well. So failing to fully complete the movement by letting our toes touch the ground as we bring in the knees into our chest. Now, if you find that this is the case for you, you won't get that full benefit of the exercise. And also, again, it's just another risk of injury. So we just want to make sure that we're doing things correctly. And the last one is shifting our weight back. And I see this is probably the most common mistake I see just with mountain climbers is if you're not used to this movement, it's easy to let your weight shift back so that your body ends up in like a down dog position, like in yoga. So what we want to do is just keep the weight balanced and your shoulders over your wrists. So that is it. Now, any modifications you need, if you find that 10 seconds is just you are coming out of really good form and you do find that your core is switching off, all we need to do is slow down the movement, or we just adjust the time you're doing it. So maybe it might be good for you to start with 5 seconds first, do 5 seconds with a 10 seconds rest, and just work on form as you go. But you should get the heart rate up, and it should be a very good little weapon exercise for getting back into sports.
Amazing. Thank you so much for keeping us active and moving over the last couple months. And may it long continue.
Yeah, it will. Awesome. Thanks, Damian. And everyone have a great weekend. Bring back sports. I can't wait.